we have multiplying crises simply reinforcing each other. There is no too much room for hope. But I will take the solidarity being shown on the unprecedented levels among the European partners and transatlantic bond, which has been never stronger in a decades. I will take the hope from last year as the point of departure for hope this year.
Thank you.
And as for me, I think that unity of democratic countries and decisiveness of countries gives me hope. And I know that, for example, Belarusians, they have already arrived for democratic changes in our country, and they will stand for these changes till the end. And I'm grateful that there are such leadership as Polish leadership and Lithuanian leadership that show example for other countries how to deal when enemy is knocking to your doors. So I'm really grateful for opportunity for Belarusians to participate in this new security architecture of our region, and I hope that not only politicians but ordinary people realize that a lot depends on them, and they open their doors and their hearts for all those who are looking for defense, who are looking for support.
Perfect. Mr. Bueno, you come from the other side of the continent, or peaceful side.
But I'm going to say more or less the same ideas that from the East. So coming from the South, the hope comes from this sense of unity, and it's unity of purpose, unity around our values, our European values that are pluralism, diversity, rule of law, reject of the war as a way of settling disputes. And we are all looking towards the future. Our future is European integration and these European values, and we are rejecting those that look toward the past, a very dark past in Europe, the spheres of influences, walls, fences. So this is the real hope.
You know, I was going to ask, as a follow-up, a quick round question, what worries you the most? But I think we got from all of you kind of a sort of hint of the worries. You did all speak about the unity of the alliance and the unified response, and not to put a too negative light on this, but I wonder, again, very quickly, where is the weak link? Where do you think that, how can this be undermined? What are you most worried about in terms of that unity staying in place? Yes.
I'm not afraid that this unity will be broken. I think that both in the Ukrainian crisis and before in the COVID crisis, we have realized that the better method is doing things together. And if we compare this and how we tackled the crisis in 2008, the financial crisis, that took 10 years to get out, we have all realized that being united, being together, we get better through the crisis, we get out of the crisis faster and in better shape, leaving less people behind. So the only thing that worries me not within is that outside there is someone that thinks in an old fashion that war and violence is a way to impose your ideas and to settle political disputes.
Wait, but to you, like, how would this, what is your worst case scenario for this year? Sort of let me ask your sort of neighbor. What really? I mean, again, I think all of you give a sense of, you know, there is resilience among the allies, but what worries you the most?
So, of course, I'm going to describe your ideal scenario. At the moment, I'm sure that Ukrainians, with the assistance and help of democratic countries, will win this war, and there will be changes, hopefully, in Russian administration. And so as we know that the fate of Ukraine and Belarus are intertwined, so I'm sure that the victory of Ukraine will be a new window of opportunities for Belarusian people to uprise again and to get rid of this dictatorship. So Belarus and Ukraine will be free, and we will become part of European family of countries, and we in Belarus we will build democracy, in Ukraine they will restore their cities again with the help of the world, and everybody will be happy.
It's an unusually bright view from our part of the world.
But we live in reality, and I understand that there can be different scenarios, but we have to be prepared for everything.
I have no concerns that the newly found unity and solidarity, not only pan-European but transatlantic, will not hold this year. It will hold. But to be realistic and to be honest with everybody, with the public, with you, I'm a bit concerned whether that will hold when the war in Ukraine is over. Of course, everybody would like that war to stop today. But, the logic of the states, the logic of the national interests of the states has always been for centuries and centuries to take a look of your backyard. If we are going again towards giving priority to the national interests of the states, then this newly found unity and solidarity will be gone. Why it is necessary, after the war in Ukraine is over, why it is really necessary, critical even, to hold this unity and solidarity, transatlantic bond. Because we are seeing throughout the world, some of the biggest countries in the world, that the authoritarian tendencies are on the rise. If democracies are not getting together, sticking together, respecting the same values and fighting for them, sometimes literally fighting for them, then the autocracy will prevail. We have said last year when this war in Ukraine started, well before that in Belarus, that this is in essence the dilemma and battle between democracies and autocracies and outright dictatorship in the part of the Russian Federation today. So we have to be in full unity and full solidarity after the war in Ukraine is over. That is necessary for the better world.
This book is very sort of at a higher level. I wonder when you're thinking about the things that sort of concern you, is there anything more immediate or sort of specific that maybe comes to your mind?
I will start first of all from saying that I am a strong believer that Ukraine will have this victory, and it will be a very important victory for Ukraine itself, but for all of us too. What worries me, Putin realized that he was absolutely wrong by calculating some assumptions of this war, but he is desperate too. And it means that he is able to concentrate all the efforts and resources of big country, Russian Federation, ignoring economic and social needs of the society. This is the specific feature of totalitarian regimes, that they can ignore the needs of the people and to bring anything on the altar of the war. And this is one issue. The second issue is that, yes, I have some concern that Western societies can be deprived from this war, because we have already some features or some signs of tired Western societies. First of all, because of high inflation of energy resources. And we are not so used to the inflation rate like 10%, 15% or in some countries 20%. And it means that having the democratic rules of game in our countries, politicians will spend more attention to these issues too. But I think there is one possible outcome from this puzzle, or solution of this puzzle. We have to stay united, and we have to take all the decisions which are oriented towards reduction of dependence on Russian energy resources. My country is a very good example. We started very early because we never had any illusions regarding Russian regime, so we started to prepare ourselves about 20-25 years ago, and now we prepare the fruits of
he built macroeconomic outlooks using, you guessed it, statistics, as he explains in his interview, and he then used these to put rules in place that he then used to inform his decision making and the trades that he placed. Again, he wasn't using hobnob.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Matthew, editor-in-chief of Politico. And
he started
we
quite
had this
successfully.
morning to discuss
But we
the
have
defense
to
of Europe. On a small
some
personal
countries
note, I started off 30 years ago as a journalist in Vilnius, looking at the Baltics. I spent the next 3 years in Ukraine, then went to the Balkans. At the time, it feels like we were settling a lot. There were some certainties that were put in place, and much has changed. There is so much uncertain right now. Europe is in the midst, it's entering its second year of the biggest ground war since World War II. The Balkans seeing like everything is not right there. A lot of question marks over the future of the Western alliance. We have a terrific panel this morning to try and talk through these challenges with Poland, with the leaders of Poland and Lithuania, are two countries that have led the way in the West's response to Ukraine. We have the leader of the Belarusian opposition. Belarus has played a very central role here and is a very central piece in sort of deciding what kind of Europe will we have on the eastern flank. Portugal is one of the founding members of the North Atlantic Alliance, and we have the leader of North Macedonia, which is in a region which had caused a lot of trouble in the 90s, and I guess is now part of the thinking about what kind of Europe we have going forward. Now, I'm going to start maybe, since it is morning, maybe with a couple quick round questions for this group to get us going. And in a sentence or two, I want to ask each of you, in these grim times, what is the one thing that makes you hopeful? I can start with President Duque. Hopeful. The one thing that gives you hope this year when think about the future of Europe, the defense of Europe.
Sir, will never exist for a long time, in my opinion. So this situation, this is absurd. After 70 years old,
You can answer the question, but we can play it directly, and let me make my follow-up, which is tomorrow, Chancellor Scholz is speaking here. Germany, UK just the first country to send tanks to Ukraine, and the US is talking about sending Abrams tanks.
survived more than 72 hours.
Do you expect something out of this week?
I remember I was
Will Germany send the Leopard
thousands
tanks?
of Russian